I'm Ray Dalio. I'm 76 years old and I have a multi-billion-dollar fortune. But today I'm going to talk to you about something more valuable than my wealth, my family. Because in my 50-year career, the most painful thing I've seen is how wealthy families fall apart due to estate planning mistakes. And today, I'm going to tell you about these mistakes. Because you're probably making one of them right now. And these mistakes can destroy your family. I know it's a serious claim. But I've watched dozens of families collapse because of this. Fortunes built over generations disappeared within a few years. Siblings sued each other. Children resented their families. Grandchildren never knew their grandfathers, all because of wrong estate planning. Getting rich isn't easy. But staying rich is harder, and the hardest part is staying rich as a family. The statistics are terrifying. 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth in the second generation. 90% go bankrupt in the third generation. Why? Because of estate planning mistakes. And today I'm going to tell you the 7 most common mistakes. If you avoid these mistakes, your family will stay wealthy for generations. If you make them, your children will hate you and your wealth will disappear. Mistake 1. Not talking to your children about money. This is the biggest mistake. Wealthy families treat money as taboo. They don't educate their children about wealth. They don't prepare them. Then, at 18, millions of dollars are inherited and the child doesn't know what to do. Money becomes their master. They become slaves to money. I talked to my children about money from a young age. I taught them how wealth is created. I explained its responsibility. I taught them to invest. I prepared them. Most wealthy fathers don't do this. They're ashamed. They hide it. They don't discuss it. This is the biggest mistake. Mistake 2, equal inheritance planning. Everyone thinks they should leave equal inheritance to their children. This seems fair, but it's the most harmful approach because children are not equal. One is a businessman, another is an artist. One has 3 children, another has none. One has debts, another is frugal. Equal inheritance isn't fair, it's harmful. I left inheritance to my children according to their talents. I gave company shares to the one with business intelligence. I gave foundation management to the one with social intelligence. I gave the art collection to the one who loves art, not equal, but fair. Mistake 3, not doing tax planning. This is the most expensive mistake. The American tax system is very heavy, especially on inheritance taxes. It can take up to 40% tax. But if you make plans, you can minimize this tax. You can establish trusts. You can make donation plans. You can establish family companies. But most people don't know these. After their death, their family gives half their wealth to taxes. I've been doing tax planning for 30 years. This way I can transfer much more wealth to my children. Mistake 4, creating entitled children instead of responsible heirs. This is where most wealthy families fail catastrophically. They give their children everything without requiring anything in return. No work ethic, no responsibility, no understanding of value. These children grow up believing money appears magically and never runs out. When they inherit, they spend recklessly because they never learned to create or preserve wealth. I required my children to work summer jobs, even when we were wealthy. They had to earn their allowances through chores and good grades. They learned that money comes from effort and value creation. When they inherited, they already understood money's true nature. They became wealth builders, not wealth destroyers. Mistake 5, not establishing clear governance structures. Wealthy families need constitutions, just like countries. Rules about decision-making, conflict resolution, family employment policies, distribution schedules. Without these structures, families descend into chaos when the patriarch dies. I created a detailed family constitution that addresses everything from business succession to family values. It prevents conflicts by establishing clear procedures for common situations. This document has saved my family from the disputes that destroy other wealthy dynasties. Mistake 6, ignoring the spouse's role in wealth destruction. Many wealthy men focus on their children but ignore their spouse's potential to undermine estate planning. Divorces, remarriages, and step-family conflicts can devastate carefully crafted plans. Prenuptial agreements, spousal trusts, and clear communication about wealth transfer intentions are essential. I've seen brilliant estate plans destroyed by bitter divorces where spouses use inheritance as weapons against each other. Mistake 7. Failing to prepare the next generation for wealth responsibility. This goes beyond just talking about money. It means teaching investment principles, business ethics, philanthropic values, and family legacy preservation. Most wealthy parents are too busy making money to teach their children how to manage it. They delegate this crucial education to others or ignore it entirely. I personally mentored each of my children in different aspects of wealth management. One learned investment strategy, another learned business operations, another learned philanthropic impact. Each became competent in their area of responsibility before receiving significant inheritance. Now, let me explain the psychological dynamics that make these mistakes so common. First, wealthy parents often feel guilty about their success and try to compensate by spoiling their children. This guilt-driven parenting creates the very entitled behavior that destroys families. Second, many wealthy individuals believe that talking about money will corrupt their children's values or make them targets for exploitation. This secrecy actually increases both risks by leaving children unprepared and naive. Third, successful entrepreneurs often assume their children will naturally inherit their business acumen and work ethic. This assumption proves false more often than true. Success skills must be deliberately taught and practiced. Fourth, wealthy families frequently isolate themselves socially, surrounding their children only with other wealthy kids who share similar entitlement issues. This creates an echo chamber where responsible behavior isn't modeled or rewarded. The solution requires intentional counter-programming against these natural tendencies. Here's my framework for avoiding these mistakes. The education framework starts early and never stops. Age 5 to 10. Teach basic money concepts through allowances and savings goals. Age 11 to 15. Introduce investment principles and business basics. Age 16-20. Require real work experience and financial responsibility. Age 21 to 25. Provide increasing inheritance responsibilities with mentorship. Age 26 plus. Full inheritance transfer with ongoing family governance participation. The governance framework establishes rules before they're needed. Family employment policies that require outside experience before joining family businesses. Conflict resolution procedures that prevent legal battles. Distribution schedules that incentivize positive behavior while discouraging destructive choices. The preparation framework ensures heirs are ready for responsibility. Financial literacy education that covers investing, taxation, and wealth preservation. Business experience that teaches value creation and management skills. Philanthropic involvement that develops social responsibility and purpose beyond consumption. Let me share specific examples of how these mistakes play out in real wealthy families I've observed. The Johnson family built a $500 million manufacturing business over 40 years. The patriarch was brilliant at business but terrible at family preparation. He never discussed wealth with his 3 children, believing it would spoil them. When he died, the children inherited equally but had no idea how to manage the business or preserve the wealth. Within 5 years, they'd sold the company at a fraction of its value and spent most of the proceeds on luxury purchases and bad investments. The family fortune was gone in 1 generation because of mistakes 1, 2, and 7. The Peterson family made a different but equally devastating error. The founder created detailed estate plans to minimize taxes, but established governance structures that treated all family members equally regardless of competence. His drug-addicted son received the same inheritance and decision-making power as his Harvard MBA daughter. The incompetent son made disastrous business decisions and legal challenges that consumed millions in legal fees. The family spent more money fighting each other than they earned from their investments. This illustrates mistakes 4 and 5 perfectly. The Williams family succeeded in business but failed at marriage. The founder divorced and remarried twice, creating a complex family structure with multiple sets of children and stepchildren. He never established clear policies about inheritance for different family branches. When he died, the biological children and stepchildren battled over estate control. The legal fees and business disruption during the succession battle destroyed more wealth than any tax planning could have saved. This shows why mistake 6 is so crucial to avoid. Now, let me give you the positive counterexamples. The Chen family, clients of mine, implemented comprehensive estate planning early. They educated their children about wealth, responsibility from elementary school age. Each child worked in the family business during summers, but was required to gain outside experience before being considered for family employment. They established clear governance structures and succession plans before they were needed. Today, 3 generations later, the family wealth has grown from 50 million to over 800 million. More importantly, the family remains close and united around shared values and purposes. The Rodriguez family took a different but equally successful approach. Instead of keeping children in the family business, they encouraged each to pursue their own careers while remaining connected to family wealth through trust structures. One became a doctor, another a teacher, another an entrepreneur. The family wealth supports all their endeavors while each contributes their unique skills to family governance. Their diverse perspectives have led to better investment decisions and stronger family bonds. These success stories share common elements: early education, clear governance, competence-based responsibility, and ongoing mentorship. The families that implement these elements preserve and grow their wealth across generations. Those that don't typically lose everything within 20 years. Here are the specific action steps for implementing proper estate planning. Step 1. Start the education process immediately, regardless of your children's ages. It's never too early to teach money basics and never too late to begin serious wealth education. Step 2. Work with qualified estate planning attorneys who specialize in wealthy families. General practice lawyers don't understand the complexities of significant wealth transfer. You need specialists who understand advanced tax strategies and family governance structures. Step 3. Involve your children in the planning process once they're mature enough. Don't create plans about them without them. Their input improves the plans and increases their buy-in to family governance structures. Step 4. Establish family governance structures while you're healthy and thinking clearly. Don't leave these crucial decisions to your children after you're gone. They'll be grieving and potentially fighting while trying to make complex choices. Step 5. Regularly update your plans as laws change and family circumstances evolve. Estate planning isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires regular maintenance and adjustment. Step 6. Measure and monitor the effectiveness of your education and preparation efforts. Are your children developing competence and responsibility? Are they prepared for inheritance? If not, adjust your approach before it's too late. Let me address the most common objections I hear when I discuss these estate planning principles. Objection 1. I don't want to burden my children with wealth responsibility at a young age. This misses the point entirely. You're not burdening them, you're preparing them. Children who grow up understanding wealth responsibility handle it much better than those who discover it suddenly as adults. The burden comes from unpreparedness, not from education. Objection 2. Talking about money will make my children greedy or materialistic. Actually, the opposite is true. Children who understand how wealth is created and preserved typically develop healthier relationships with money. They see it as a tool for positive impact rather than just consumption. Secrecy about wealth creates more problems than education ever could. Objection 3. My children are too young to understand complex financial concepts. Start with age-appropriate concepts and build complexity over time. A 5-year-old can understand earning, saving, and sharing. A 10-year-old can grasp investment basics. A 15-year-old can learn business principles. Don't underestimate children's capacity to learn when information is presented appropriately. Objection 4. Equal inheritance is the only fair approach. Fair doesn't mean equal when children have different needs, capabilities, and circumstances. Equal treatment often produces unequal outcomes. True fairness considers each child's unique situation and provides inheritance structures that maximize their success and minimize family conflicts. Objection 5. Estate planning is morbid and depressing. This attitude guarantees family problems after your death. Estate planning isn't about death. It's about legacy. It's about ensuring your values and wealth continue positively impacting future generations. Approaching it as legacy building rather than death preparation makes the process more meaningful and effective. Now, let me share the advanced strategies that most families never consider. Strategy 1. Staged inheritance with performance milestones. Instead of giving children full inheritance at a specific age, create milestone-based distribution that rewards responsibility and achievement. Educational milestones, career achievements, philanthropic involvement, and family governance participation can all trigger increased inheritance access. Strategy 2. Family bank structures that teach lending and investment principles. Instead of giving children money directly, lend it to them for business ventures or major purchases. This teaches borrowing responsibility, business planning, and financial accountability while keeping family wealth working productively. Strategy 3. Next generation philanthropy leadership. Involve children in managing family charitable giving from early ages. This teaches values, develops leadership skills, and creates family bonding around shared purposes beyond wealth accumulation. Many family conflicts disappear when members unite around meaningful charitable missions. Strategy 4. Cross-generational mentorship programs where successful children mentor younger family members. This distributes the education burden beyond just parents and creates stronger family bonds across generations. It also ensures knowledge transfer continues even after the founders are gone. Strategy 5. Family investment committees that include multiple generations in wealth management decisions. This provides practical education, develops decision-making skills, and creates transparency around family financial management. Children learn by participating rather than just inheriting. The ultimate goal of estate planning isn't just wealth transfer, it's values transfer. Money without values becomes destructive. Values without money lack impact. Successful families transfer both together through intentional planning and ongoing education. Here's what I want you to understand about the urgency of this topic. Every day you delay proper estate planning increases the risk of family wealth destruction. Every conversation you avoid with your children about money increases their chances of mismanaging inheritance. Every year you postpone establishing family governance structures increases the likelihood of future conflicts. These aren't problems that solve themselves with time. They get worse with neglect. The families that succeed at wealth preservation start early, plan comprehensively, and execute consistently over many years. Don't assume you have unlimited time to address these issues. Let me close with a personal example that illustrates everything I've discussed. When my children were young, I made them earn money for extra activities by doing research projects on companies I was considering for investment. They had to analyze businesses, understand competitive advantages, and present their findings. This taught them research skills, business analysis, and the effort required for investment success. When they became teenagers, I required them to manage small investment portfolios with their own earned money. They experienced both gains and losses, learning emotional discipline and long-term thinking. They made mistakes with small amounts rather than large inheritances. In their 20s, I involved them in family foundation decisions, teaching philanthropic impact and social responsibility. They learned that wealth comes with obligations to improve society, not just personal consumption. Now in their 30s and 40s, they're all successful in their own careers while also contributing to family wealth management. More importantly, they're teaching their children the same principles, ensuring our family values continue across generations. This didn't happen by accident. It required decades of intentional planning, consistent education, and ongoing adaptation as circumstances changed. But the result is a family that's closer because of our wealth rather than divided by it. Here's my specific action plan for families ready to implement proper estate planning. Month 1. Have the money conversation. Sit down with your family and discuss your wealth openly. Explain how it was created, what responsibilities it brings, and what your intentions are for its future. This conversation will be uncomfortable but absolutely necessary. Month 2. Assess current estate planning structures. Review existing wills, trusts, and tax strategies with qualified professionals. Identify gaps and outdated provisions that need updating. Most families discover their current plans are inadequate for their wealth levels and family complexity. Month 3, begin formal financial education for family members. Enroll children in age-appropriate financial literacy programs. Start investment clubs or business mentorship relationships. Education is the foundation of successful wealth transfer. Month 4, establish family governance structures. Create family constitutions, employment policies, and conflict resolution procedures. These structures prevent problems rather than just responding to them after they occur. Month 5, implement advanced tax and legal strategies. Work with specialists to establish trusts, family-limited partnerships, and other vehicles that minimize taxes while maximizing control and flexibility. Month 6, create measurement and monitoring systems. How will you track whether your estate planning is working? What metrics indicate successful preparation of the next generation? Establish clear benchmarks and regular review. Processes. The most important thing to remember is that estate planning is about much more than money. It's about preserving family relationships, passing on values, and creating positive impact across generations. Money is just the tool that makes these deeper purposes possible. Families that focus only on tax minimization and wealth transfer often succeed financially but fail relationally. Their children inherit money but lose family connection. Families that focus on relationship and values, building along with financial planning, create lasting legacies that grow stronger over time. You have a choice to make. You can follow the path of most wealthy families, avoiding difficult conversations and comprehensive planning until it's too late. Or you can start today, building the education, structures, and relationships that ensure your family legacy thrives for generations. I've given you the roadmap. The question is whether you'll follow it. Your children's future, your family's unity, and your life's legacy depend on the choices you make in the next few months, not the next few years. Don't become another cautionary tale of wealth destroyed by poor planning. Become an example of wealth preserved and family strengthened through intentional, comprehensive estate planning. At 76, I'm proud that my family is closer and stronger because of our wealth, rather than divided by it. You can achieve the same result, but only if you start now and do the work required. The time for delay and denial is over. The time for action is now.